So what are the real methods for transforming land with the least of your own personal energy, not needing machines or animals? Of course, you can use them if you like. And getting good output from your land immediately, healing the soil, giving microorganisms and birds, all kinds of lovely animals, a place to live, stuff to eat, comfort, and yourself and your friends, your loved ones, your clients, really good food in the world, an oxygen pump, an earth cleaner, a recharge of the aquifer, and an example for how to live and how to be on the land in such a way that you do not break yourself, you do not harm, you give abundance, and you give a great example by walking with integrity, respecting principles of intelligent use and intelligent interaction with the land. Permaculture has spelled out most of the best ways of interacting with the land. And here's some of the examples of what you can do. You see, plastic, it's not all evil. This thick black plastic will last 10 years, no problem. I've got it here on the spot. You see it's secured by clumps of soil. This took minutes to secure. And it is killing the weeds underneath. As the weeds die, the earthworms and the microorganisms are feasting. They have a stable, steady environment. I did this when the soil was wet. You want to do this when the soil is wet. If it's going to be months and months and you want to do it, just wet it down really, really well with the garden hose. Go 3-4 days in sequence until you're sure that it's really wet, and then cover. You can use a rug. There's a rug over there. I don't think it can be seen. And these will move around and move around and move around. I've got many up there at the bottom of the land, and I've got some here and there. Another technique, use short-lived leguminous plants. Legumes fix nitrogen. Fava beans is one of my favorites. I'll do a whole episode on favas soon, but especially if you live in an area that they will not die in winter, even the south of France at 400 meters. I used favas, and they will hold space. And if you're familiar with your soil, you're familiar with gardening, you're familiar with your region, if you know what it's like to pull a clump of grass, and then you've planted favas, and you come along next spring, and you get a big fat clump of grass, and it looks like it's going to be a backbreaker, and you try to pull it, it's right in with the favas, it will come out like butter. Favas are amazing competitors. Nothing outcompetes a clump of grass. Favas will. Another one, actually, there's many, but another one is baby lupins. Any kind of lupins are great. Got lupins all over the place, but I love to eat favas. So then you plant trees everywhere, like you plant a fruit tree. I don't have a good example right here, but there's a loquat there, that yellow leaf, baby. You plant a fruit tree, then an acacia, then a fruit tree, then an acacia, or bananas if you can. There's another loquat. This is a poorly planted area, but just stick with us, subscribe, check out more videos, and you will learn all the good stuff. One thing that you got to do if you have inclined land is do swales, do something. Every drop of land that's falling on this land stays here. I'm recharging the aquifer. I'm keeping all of the soil. There is no erosion going away. And you understand that if water is coursing over your land, the main particles that are going downstream and going into the ocean or going to your neighbor's land or wherever they might go, polluting the river, making it more cloudy for the fish. Erosion is really bad. Erosion has destroyed civilizations. Erosion will destroy any civilization if nothing else does, if that civilization is stupid and doesn't understand these basics. What conducts downhill in a flood anytime water is running? The particles that go, those are the lightest particles. That's the fertilizer. Those are the best, most fertile particles possible. It's the heavy mineral particles that stay. It's the light bio-rich particles that go. In your swales, if you're able to, you can plant taro. Taro's wonderful. It'll just stay there until I feel like harvesting. Another thing to do is to know the plants that are good space holders. I've been here less than 7 months. And it was a brutally hard winter, so a lot of stuff didn't survive. Even thieves came in and stole trees. Pulled them right out of the ground while I was on a working holiday on the other side of the world, working really hard in somebody else's garden. I knew it could happen. My fence wasn't secure enough. Whatever, stuff happens. But it was some of my favorite trees. Chocolate sapote, oh my gosh, and mangoes. So, good space holders. Physalis gives you lovely food. Those are called Incan berries when they dry, and I love them dried. Ashwagandha, it's so good for you. Poor man's ginseng, or Indian ginseng. Artichokes are one of my favorite. They dominate a lot of space, and then they make babies, and you can multiply them quite easily. Always having white Dutch clover in all of the paths. This road will be dominated by white Dutch clover in good time. Look at it doing its thing. I just plugged that in, and then it took a while to get a bag of seeds. Fast-growing, productive trees like avocados. I can't afford to buy a bunch of grafted avocado trees. I bought 3, but I buy the fruit, eat the fruit, and then stick them in the ground. They work great. Any avocado is a good avocado, and they hold space well. You want that physalis, those flowers? You want that stuff. The bees love it, and you want to get stuff where the bees have something to eat every day of the year. It's really important. It's really good. Some places you need windbreak. I have the privilege of planting, of having my windbreaks bee tea up top here. There's already one. You see they're very young. You cannot see them, but that roughed up bit. I have 2 or 3 lines of tea, real tea, Camellia sinensis. And then further down, windbreaks of coffee. They both do fine here. One really important thing, in areas like this, that's a whole bunch of organic material that I will chop and drop. I'll just rough it up, just grab it, tear it, and stick it into piles, and then leave those piles there for a few months. And then when I feel like, I'll just move the pile or spread the pile all around, and then where the pile was, plant squash. Plant whatever I feel like. Squash is a great space holder, but only for summer. Winter squash is one of my favorite things. You know what a squash is? It's a squash, but a winter squash is also money. It's really heavy money, but it's money because for 8 months, for a year even, it's something that is valuable that people will give you money for. It's money like gold and silver is money. It's real. It's not currency. It can't be inflated. And by the way, if you're a food producer, if you produce anything, inflation's coming. It's going to be brutal with the Straits of Hormuz. Remember, people, it's going to be brutal. And you want to be a producer if you can. You could be sitting on a pile of money. It could become pretty worthless really fast. If you're sitting on knowledge, that's great. If you've got a healthy body, please have a healthy body. If you have any land at all, if you cultivate it. If you have a chance to get land, buy it now. Get on there, cultivate it. One of the main things that you can have is the friendship and trust and deep love and bonding with people that are worthy, that understand that it ain't gonna be pretty soon. But these are birth pains. These are birth pains. One more thing I want to share is, so yeah, thieves got in. It's probably the neighbor, unfortunately. But thieves got in, so I got to improve the thing. There's a gate. It's all sloppy and crazy right now, but it's more and more of a pain. More and more of a pain in the butt to get into the land. And I ended up getting that fencing. It's not fencing. I ended up getting that rebar sort of stuff that people use for concrete pours. It's stronger than this galvanized. It's way more expensive, but it's stronger than this galvanized. It'll be a real pain to get in there. Nobody's gonna climb that. If somebody wants to chip through that, good luck, you know? To get what? I hide my tools. I'll be building, and just, you know, I got to think about security. Thing after thing. And then this will be a windbreak with bougainvillea, and I'm even going to invite the blackberries from the edges to come into it. Bougainvillea, blackberries, and even passion fruit. But I even got this guy because she'll be able to cover a lot of the fence in the first year or two really well, and she's got trumpet flowers. And before I put this fencing up, I planted her, and that's how careful I am. I tore off all of the blossoms so if the thief comes by, they wouldn't notice it, because they could have just pulled it out of the ground by leaning over the fence, because the fence was this high. So now the fence is that high and I feel pretty secure. But every week I'm gonna make it stronger, and every month I'm gonna make this land more abundant. And this land was just bare. November 1st. It was only bare. Look at the ocean view. It was bare land, and I put in all these swales, all of those fava beans. This is part-time. Being a father, landing here in a new place, dealing with government bureaucracy, with my newly bought land and all of the things transferring over from the other home where I used to live. All of the different things. I'm gonna park the car here on the land, spend the night on the land one time because the car got stuck, and then somebody broke the window. Stole my mini chainsaw. Shouldn't have left it in there, but I was exhausted. You know, the corn guy, the guy that, you know, this farmer taking big subsidies from the government, I let him stay here. He should have been out. In July, I should have kicked him out, but I decided to be kind. But I didn't demand to see his face and make him sign a contract that he would be out. He said he'd be out by end of September, but he knew he never would. That would have been less disastrous, but he wasn't out until November 1st, and then he threatened to stay even more. So I locked the gate. I put up the fence quickly. I had to get a lawyer to stop his crazy lawyer from saying a bunch of lies. And they did shut up. But he's my neighbor anyways. I gotta deal with him. So some people, They think if you're kind that you're weak. And I've been too trusting a million times in my life, and that's okay. That's okay. But you just stick with us here. Subscribe, please. Look at the tiny channel that this is. Subscribe, and you will learn more than you ever thought about saving time, saving energy, getting produce out of almost nothing. I've been practicing this, been practicing real permaculture, getting my hands dirty for over 30 years. I'm a hard-headed, really smart, really scrappy, old school gardener with very little money and very little energy to play around with. So if you want to hear it as it really is, if you want somebody and a community to embrace during these tough times coming, and you want them to be not so tough, and you want to be part of fighting the good fight, this channel is part of that. And let's do it, people. Let's do it. It's not time to play around anymore. The big dream, the big sleep of history, the most anomalous, easy time that ever existed, one of them anyways, that's over. Reality's coming back. It is be smart or be dead time now. I didn't make the rules. That's just how it is. So love you lots, all of you. Let's be a strong community together. Everybody do their genius. Everybody share their passion. Everybody do what you know you should do. And there is spiritual help out there, and I know their names. But I love you lots. I really do. Take care. Blessings. And see you in the future.